Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by SoRudeCards, where you can play the World Series of Poker main event for 25 bucks. More about that later in the episode. Where do you live? That was a 2-5 game, won 400. No big deal. I am in Seminole Hard Rock. I'm here to play a $400 tournament. Started at 6 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock now. And I bought in at 6 o'clock, but here's the problem. Everybody bought in at 6 o'clock. I'm the 651st alternate. I'm not going to record hands in the tournament. I don't really like doing that. I think it's weird. So I'll check in with you every break if I make a break. Now I'm gonna go check on the cash games. It's super late. I'm really tired, but I didn't fly all the way to Florida to bust Florida's biggest poker tournament ever, and then not play cash. So. Oh, good Lord, sweet sassy molassy! It feels so good to be back at a poker table, not changing a diaper. I have children; they wear diapers. I'm not saying that me and my wife wear diapers. We don't actually. But that's what I've been doing is just, I haven't been at the poker tables in a long time, so it feels really good to get back. Here I have the Queen 9 offsuit in the hijack, and it looks like I've decided to raise an order, made it $50. Everybody that had previously partaken decides to make the call, so we're going 3 ways to a flop, and it comes Queen 9-5. When you raise it up with Queen 9, and then it comes Queen 9-5, that's pretty good. I would consider that hitting the flop. Middle position player checks. I have to bet, so I do. I bet $80, and then the button there, he's going to have to go into the tank for a little bit, because these 2-5 games, I'll be real honest with you, I got no reason to lie, they take forever to make decisions. It's like they all think they're at the final table of the $1 billion tournament, but they're not. It's just a 2-5 game. It's just $80. He eventually makes the call. Middle position player gets out of the way. We go heads up to a turn, which is the 10 of hearts, and if I had to hand pick a card for it to be, that's not the one that I would pick, to be completely honest with you. Still think my hand deserves a bet, although it's getting a little bit more hearty and it's getting a little more a bit straighty. But I have I have a heart. I have the Queen of Hearts. So the River card actually is another heart. I'm losing now to only the Ace of Hearts, the King of Hearts, and exactly the 7-8 of Hearts. I think. Yes, I believe that is correct. But I'm gonna go ahead and go into check call mode. Just in case he decides to bluff it, and I check, he almost immediately checks behind. Flip over my hand is going to be the winner here. So did I leave some value out there on the river? I'm not sure. Kind of like the way I played the hand, other than I played Queen 9 offsuit from the jump, but win for me. And so this is going to sound like an excuse because, well, it's not. It is going to sound like it because but I was tired, and because that's what happens to me when I stay up late. And so I was tired, and I wanted to be able to complete this video. This is a little behind the scenes action here. So I decided, since I didn't have enough hands for an episode, I would just play any suited hand. And so 10-4 of spades, that does meet that qualification of a suited hand. So I raised it up to 30, hoping, to get a little bit of action so that I can, show off my skills. Like later on in the hand, flop, turn and river and stuff like that, and I get that. They oblige. So we go 3 ways to a flop, and it comes Jack Deuce 3. Unlike the first hand where I actually made a good one, here I missed. I have backdoor capabilities. I can make like a 5 would make me a straight draw. I could hit a spade for a flush draw, and these are all things that I would like to happen. So I bet $60, hoping and praying that these things come to fruition, but the big blind folds. But then the middle blind calls. Oh, and then the 7 of spades hits on the turn. So this actually brings in one of those backdoor drawings that I had hoped for. Why I checked though is beyond me. River card, another 7. Now I think giving up is simply mandatory. I don't think calling a bet is smart because 10 high doesn't usually win, And raising here would represent only having a 7, I would think, because anything else I would have bet previously, you know, like on the turn. So I just throw my hand away, and the lesson here is don't play 10-4. All right, guys, let's get down to the brass tacks. What is So Rude Steps? So Rude Steps is a series of satellite poker tournaments to get you into the 2023 main event. How do you do it? It's very easy. I'm going to put 2 phone numbers in the description box below, one of which you have to text. Either one's fine to find out exactly how to get into it. But it works like this. Every single Sunday, we hold $25 satellite tournaments that feed into a $100 tournament that's at the end of every month, that feeds into a $1,000 tournament that's in next April or May, that feeds into the World Series of Poker main event. Now, how exactly does that work? Well, here's how it happens. We all go to Vegas. I give you $12,000, $2,000 of which you can spend on whatever you want, $10,000 of which you must buy into the World Series of Poker main event. The number one question I get when I talk about this with people is they ask, Adam, do I gotta give a percentage of my action to everybody that plays? You do not. You get to keep 90% of your action. I get 5% of your action for being the boss bitch, and then my buddy Rob, who's, I don't know why I will point it like this, like he's here, he's not, he gets the other 5% because he's also a boss bitch. He's, you know, it takes a lot of time suck to put these things together, but that's it. Oh, and then you gotta wear So Rude gear when you play. That's it. Cool? If there's any questions, there's 2 phone numbers in the description box below. Either one of them is cool. Text. Don't call, because the people that are at the other end of those lines aren't going to answer. So just text. You'll get all the information you need, and I hope to see you guys every single Sunday and in Vegas at the 2023 World Series of Poker main event. Back to the show. Back at it. Button straddle is on. We're playing 2, 5, 10, cuts the stacks in half. People love, oh, let's play straddles. I love a straddle. Well, when you do that, you kind of take some skill out of the game because you eliminate half the big blinds. So like if you started this hand with $100, now you got 10 bigs instead of 20, and that makes a big difference. So anyway, I have ace queen offsuit. That's a raise 'em up hand if I've ever seen one. So I make it $75, and this is strictly for value. I'm not bluffing here. I don't even care if I get popped. Go ahead, put in more money. See if I fold an ace and a queen. Do you know how hard it is to get an ace and a queen, the top card and the third best card? It's almost impossible, so I'm not folding this hand. Flop is 8-6 deuce. That's not wonderful. Not great. Small blind checks. What will the big blind do? Hopefully check. Great, he does. Now, do I go for a bluff? Now the hand has completely changed. I went from I didn't care how much money was in the pot to, oh my gosh, please fold your hand. I have the spade and the heart. There's 2 hearts on the board, so that what that gives me is that runner flush draw. Doesn't matter. I bet a 125, get a call, turn an ace. That's a great card. Now here's the good thing. The guy I'm up against doesn't have much money. I can see, you know, he does that little fast rabbit having sex check. He doesn't have a lot of money. He has like less than what's in the pot. So I'm just gonna throw out like a stack of green chips. But the green chips is what I put in there. It totals around 400. That's ish. He has around there. He folds almost immediately in disgust. So maybe not the best bet size, but I win. Where I'm in the small blind, the piece of pizza's in the big blind, and the cutoff carton of milk is raised to $15. I have King 7 suited. That meets the qualifications of the particular game I'm playing, which is to play any suited cards. And I make a pair of 7s. That's the bottom pair in this situation, as the other cards on the flop are higher than my pair. I also have backdoor flush again, and that's it. A pair and a backdoor flush draw. Any kind of straight that would come would have to be on the board, so I don't have any kind of straight draw. So $20 3 different ways, and we're going to go to a turn card here, looking to hit another set. Well, that's not a terrible card. There are worse cards that I can hit. That gives me the backdoor runner flush draw. 4 clubs, I need 1 more. I check, the pizza checks, the milk carton bets 100. And I call that 100. Now, here's what would be really cool is if a king or a 7 hit, because that's like super duper backdoor. You don't see the king or the 7 coming. You don't think that's what the problem is. But then the big blind makes it $350, which is gonna have to make me get out my abacus. An abacus is an old calculation machine, and I gotta figure out if I have the right price to call. And here's the thing, he doesn't have enough money. So you have to have the right price to call, because if you hit your hand, you gotta get more action. You can't just like call the 350, comes the club, go check, check, and lose. You know, that's not the way it works. So I fold the hand, and we'll just move on to another one where we have a donkey in the small blind, a donkey in the under the gun, and then I have a king and an 8, and it's suited, so I can play it. That's one of the good things about having a suited hand, and a rule that you have to play is that now you get to play it. Under the gun +1, that's me. I make it $20 to go. You notice that my avatar is a picture of me and not a donkey, and maybe, just maybe, that is not correct. Anyway, the button makes the call, so there's 4 of us. Nope, make that 3. Oh my gosh, small blind makes it 100. Obviously, I have to call 100. I do have king high. It's hard to get king high. And the button now priced in makes the call as well. Now we're going 3 ways to a flop in a bloated pot where I don't have a hand that plays well. Flop is jack, queen, deuce with clubs, and the screen won't stop flashing at me. It looks like we all checked. Turn card's a 3, so like I am all over this. Like, it's just impossible that I'm beat here. I mean, how could they possibly have a hand that beats me right here? So 310 in the middle. I'm gonna fire out a bet of 180. That's kind of like half the pot. I'm just trying to. It's more than half the pot. It's a big. It's a 2/3 bet. I'm just trying to take this pot down now because I don't have anything. I have king high, no draw. So luckily the button gets out of the way, and then the Asian dude who was kind of aggressive, which you wouldn't think he'd be a great person to bluff, but I did it anyway. He folded, and then I scooped a pot. Woo-hoo-hoo!
What's going on, everybody? I actually forgot last night. I went to bed. I'm sick as a dog. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sick, I feel fine. But the problem is I have like this ear thing and like this congestion thing. So I have to tell you last night what happened. So last night, I bought into that game for $1,000. And I cashed out of that game for $1,645. A profit of $645. But anyway, it worked out for me. Hopefully today I play a little bit better. There's a $400 tournament at I don't know, 5 o'clock or something. But here's the thing, it's a 50K guaranteed. It's really hard to go from a $1 million guaranteed to play a 50K guaranteed, right? But anyway, that's the end of this vlog. So if you like these videos, do me a favor. Like, subscribe, comment, share, pray, do all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in 1 week. I'm gonna turn this camera off and immediately turn it back on because I gotta film the intro to vlog number 2. All right, we'll see y'all later.